Okay, we are back and live once again. While I was gone, everything went to crap again. Photoshop crashed, but now we're back. We're back together once again, and that's really all that matters. So let's get back to doing some painting. It is currently 6:15 in the PM in New Jersey. I'm gonna do a little bit more here, and then I'm gonna go have some dinner. And then who knows? Who knows what might happen next? Let's get back to Vector here. What am I doing? Donnie, hush. Whoa, what is going on? I don't know if it's still doing it. In the last video, my cursor was showing up as the hand. It might be doing it right now. I don't know. As the hand icon or an arrow, which is strange because right now it's the brush icon in Photoshop. I will have to figure that out later. So I have the numbers and stuff where I want it right now. So I'm going to go ahead and flatten it just to consolidate. I don't want things to get too confusing. What is this layer? See? Here's an empty layer. Has no reason to be here. So I'm going to delete it. And now it's gone. Now the world is a little bit more at peace. Let's do some more painting stuff. Painting stuff. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Donnie killing it. Donnie Hathaway, everybody. Okay, let's really don't know what I'm doing right now. Hinting at the curvature, the wrinkly nature of this jersey. So obviously the numbers, which are attached to said jersey, are going to have the same curvature, same wrinkliness to them. Some part, one of the parts I'm still getting used to is figuring out when it's a good time to switch from grayscale to color. And I don't really have an answer right now. Still figuring it out, changing my workflow. I guess, I want to get it readable, get everything laid out for the most part in, oh God, humanity, I can't breathe. Excuse me for a moment. Awful. Don't remember what I was saying. Oh, I want to get the whole thing readable, get all the major points covered, all the major problems ironed out in grayscale before I start dealing with color. The downside, you don't want to do too much in grayscale if you're planning on going into color, because then, eventually you might have to, you're just kind of doubling your workload, because you're going to have to go over a bunch of this stuff a second time. So you need to sort of find a balance. Get the ideas hammered out first in grayscale, but don't do too much so that you're being inefficient. By the way, I'm incredibly inefficient, so don't take my word for it. So exactly what I'm doing right now, probably not something you should do. I would probably suggest leaving most of the highlights and detailed shadows for the color stage, but whatevsies. That's what I'm doing right now. See this part of the shoulder, it's catching some of that light coming from the left side. Isn't light neat? Sweet bicep. Ugh. Need to get back to the gym, man. I used to be in shape like a boss. I came down with mononucleosis. I haven't been in the gym in like 4 months, and it's been terribly upsetting for me. It's just been a tough time in my life. And hoping to be able to resume regularly scheduled programming in the very near future. Saturday is my older brother Daniel, his 30th birthday. Isn't that fun? He's old. All downhill for him. Flip, flippity flip, flip, floop, flah. I don't remember what time I started this video. I guess it doesn't matter, I'm just going to chop it up later anyway. So right now, I am recording in Cam Studio. Where are you, Cam Studio? Blam. Free software that I got off of the interwebs, and allows me to record my screen here with very little cost to my overall performance. I was using something other for the Assassin's Creed video I did, and if you saw that video, there were all kinds of issues. So I'm recording here, and then I'll pull the clip out and edit it later and export it to YouTube. Everybody watch Burn Notice? It's one of my guilty pleasure shows. I think the season is over, the most recent one. But I was unaware that it came back on, so I'm catching up. And I know it doesn't have the best writing or acting or what have you, but it's an entertaining show. And that's what TV's about, I think. If we're being real, talking about dramas, let me tell you a little bit about Homeland, which is just wrapped up its 2nd season. Probably my favorite currently running TV show, along with Breaking Bad. If you haven't seen either one of those shows, you should just kill yourself. No. Shouldn't say that. But you should find a way to see them. They're on demand, I think, or if they're not, I'm sure there are other potentially more nefarious ways to find them. Can't encourage those, but the programs need to be seen for the greater good. Game of Thrones is coming back in March. That's fun. one of my favorite shows. Pretty excited about that. Oh, I completely forgot. Victor is wearing a wristband, and I haven't added it yet. Where's my music? Oh, it's... What is going on? Donnie Hathaway with Roberta Flack. You Are My Heaven. So here's a little fun tip that I learned. In order to, get accuracy when you're working from reference, or, for example, if you're figure drawing working from a live model, it's very easy to get overwhelmed and lose yourself in the details, and in doing so, you lose accurate proportions. So how do you do it? I guess some people use a grid system. What I mean by that is, if it's a photo they're working from, for example, they will break it up into a grid, draw a grid over the photo, and then on their canvas that they're working with, they'll also draw a grid, and then they'll kind of match the proportions of any particular segment of the grid to what they're working on, and it's a good way of making sure things are accurate. Personally, I'm not a big fan. I've never done it. Actually, I guess I can't really say I'm not a big fan because I've never done it, but I don't want to do it. Here's why. Not that there's anything wrong with it. It yields some really good and accurate results, but I feel like there's something to be said for kind of just going for it, using your powers of observation. And, I mean, I have wonky proportions probably pretty often, but by doing it over and over again, working on my artist's eye helps me to get better. So I was talking about something called plumb lines, or in layman's terms, using straight lines to help you line things up or keep things proportional. So, for example, this upper part of the wristband, if I'm looking at the reference, I can see that this line is supposed to line up more or less with the line of the shoulder pads, which is not in my painting. So this should be a horizontal straight across like that. Or, for the faces, it's really helpful for. I can see that, this corner of the mouth lines up to the center of the eye, and this one to that, kind of like that, to the center of the eye there. So you're constantly, or at least I am constantly, analyzing these relationships with straight lines and where things should be in relation to one another, so that way it makes it a lot easier to keep your proportions accurate. Hope that was clear. If not, that's a bummer.
There's supper when you want it.
Thank you. There's supper when I want it. So, that's lovely. I just want to take a moment to appreciate. My mother's cooked dinner for the two of us, and I probably don't thank her enough. So, take this opportunity to just acknowledge her for being a wonderful mother and providing for the two of us, and our dog Milo cooking wonderful meals, and that's all I have to say about that for now. Here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna go have some of that delicious dinner, and I'm gonna take a break on here. When I come back, I'm gonna have done some work off screen. Take it forward. Maybe I'll come back while I'm in the color stage, so I don't belabor the point of whatever it is I'm doing. give you some nice progress so you don't get bored. Oh, jeez, this song. That is amazing. Loving You by Minnie Riperton. Isn't that nice? It's a nice song. So, alright, it's enough, Minnie. So I'm going to take a break now. I'll come back with some more progress, and we'll pick it up from there. Thanks for watching. How do I hit stop? Where's stop? Stop!